What's up, my people? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome, bienvenidos to another episode, otro episodio de Hoy En Día TV. I'm your host and producer, Yessi Rodriguez. We have another amazing show, an amazing segment, otro segmento magnífico. I'm going to bring on my co-host. We have the amazing Dr. Andra, the actionist. Yes, and we have another amazing Nadine Barton, author, entrepreneur, etc. Both of them are etceteras because they also do a little bit of this and that. De todo un poco, right? Hey, how are y'all, lovelies? ¿Cómo están?
Hey.
Un poco or un poco?
Yeah, muy bien.
De todo un poco, right? A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Hola, Bellas.
What'd you say, Nadine?
I said, hola, Bellas. I'm speaking Spanish and Italian in the same sentence.
I thought that.
Listen, our languages.
It should be
listen, our languages.
hola, bonitas, right?
What did you say about poquitas?
It should be hola, benitas.
Oh, bellita. So you know what's interesting? The double L in Spanish is y, like a Y. So it's bella or bellita. Like
I was saying benitas or bonitas. Did I say it correctly? I was saying hola, bonitas.
Bonitas.
Oh,
Now I understand. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know what? I know this is going to be another amazing show because I was trying to play the intro and it was just not playing. I'm like, what's happening?
I heard that.
What's happening? So it's going to be another show, right? It's one of those where it's like the divine connections is coming through because if the enemy is going to try to stop a show, psych, guess what? Bye. Bye and bye.
reverse the sender, send back to sender, okay?
That's right. Send back. We sending it back, way back. I like it.
I like your shirt, Fifi.
Yes, we don't wait. We create collective vision. Hey, hey, hey. Woo-hoo. Yes. I wore this today at work and it was like exciting because it was like, it was like subbing at the school today and it was like with the kiddos and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. It was, just because the bright colors and stuff like that, kids really like that. So really good, really, really good. So yes, I like it. Yes. Great job. Great quality, nice and soft. I love it.
I can't wait to get mine.
Yours are coming, boo. We have them here. I just got to ship them out.
Right.
And then Cece is going to get her bodysuit on Saturday. Yes, because we do have a collective and Divine Beauty accessories photo shoot Saturday. So stay tuned for those pictures because they're going to be caliente. Yes.
Caliente.
So lovelies, it is Women's History Month, which is amazing because the three of us are dynamic, amazing women who pretty much, we help and support the community, like what we're doing now with Hoy En Día TV, right? A bilingual lifestyle show. But even with what you all do, what we all do together collectively. So it's great to highlight these strong women in our lives. And also, our guest is an amazing dynamic woman who has a lot going on as well. So with that in mind, Women's History Month is celebrated in March in the U.S. to recognize and honor the contributions women have made to society, culture, science, politics, and the community development throughout the history. So it really focuses on the highlights and the achievements of those who have really helped shape the world while also encouraging those conversations about equality, opportunity, leadership, and representation. So fun fact, it started back in 1980 when President Jimmy Carter proclaimed the week of March 8th as National Women's History Week. Schools, historians, and advocacy groups began organizing events to highlight women's contributions that had historically been overlooked in textbooks. And in 1987, the U.S. Congress officially expanded the celebration to Women's History Month, so the whole month of March, recognizing the growing national importance of honoring women's achievements. So when you hear that, what emotions and feelings come to mind, especially being strong, amazing women yourselves?
Yes, I was going to speak. I love it. I think it's great. I'm so happy that we were recognized, and too by one of our leaders, right, one of the presidents, and so that's really good. We know women, women's suffrage, not just in America but all around the world, right? We have had to fight for equality. We've had to fight for very basic rights, right? We've had to even fight just for being a woman, right? Because typically, you know, way back, a long time ago, once upon a time, right? We didn't have a voice and we were considered property. You know what I'm saying? And this like blows my mind because this was the same mindset, even here in the US, right? You know, we were told that we couldn't work, that we had to stay home. We were just basically baby making machines and that kind of stuff. And so we weren't thought to really be innovative or smart or any of that stuff. But I know behind every great man, there is a great woman as well, pushing them, right? So they can go out and make, right, all the achievements that they do and achieve their dreams and goals, because that woman was, you know, way back in the day, taking care of all those kiddos. And even in rearing our children, right? Those children of those eras, and even yet now, those children grew up to be like really substantial in our communities, right? They're now leaders, you know what I'm saying? And it was because of us, you know, it was because of us, you know, even though from sewing the clothes, there's a hole in the sock, we're in there in the middle of the night, you know, we're sewing the clothes by lantern, you know, way back in the day, you know. So we really have basically the great men that you see is because there was a great woman, whether it was a wife or an aunt or a mother or a grandma, there was a woman that was there, right, to help that man be all that he is. And so now, because of our greatness, right, we want to make sure that we pour that into other young women and older women, right? We are always growing. If you're alive, you should always be learning and growing. You're never ever too old to learn. I don't care what titles are before and behind your name, you should be growing at every single cost. And so it's really good that we can do that now. And now, because of the fight, because of the unity, because of the solidarity of us saying, hey, you know, all women together, one team, one fight, we have been able to change the face of a nation. We have been able to change the face of the world. Now, I do know still in some countries, right, there's still a lot of oppression for women and things of that nature. But now, because we're in this whole digital era, right, we're able to record these things and put these things out on the social media, on the different news platforms, so people are aware. And so we can continue the fight, right? It's never ever over. We're always fighting every single day of our life. There's little battles, right, that we have to win every single day. And so I just want to encourage the women out there, y'all, keep being strong, keep empowering others, right? We are so happy to be acknowledged. Okay, we are acknowledged in the month of March. And I love that it's in the month of March, because what goes into my mind is like we're continuing to march on step by step, day by day, little by little. Okay, he said pokey poko, little by little, right? We're making it happen. Woohoo! It's Women's History Month. I love it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with Ciandra. And it's the same thing like in the military, you know, us being military veterans, we have to work twice as hard because we're women. And also remember when we were the first female on the ship, the USS.
Yes, we were that. That was us. That was you and I remember. Yes, on board the USS Kitty Hawk CV-63. We were the first junior females when they started allowing women to come onto the ship, and we were the first on that aircraft carrier, which we know is the largest carrier that we have, right, in our United States Navy, right, and those types of things. And so we were the first. So that was history in the making. I'm like, I was the first. Yes. And so that was so great. And now women are on ships all around the world, right?
So we made history. You know, we made history.
We did.
I love that. Thank you so much for highlighting that, because that is, wow, that's impressive. And again, thank you all for your service. And I know our special guest, she was in the service as well. She, you know, so it's not easy. I know you all, the three of you, have highlighted that many times. And so I really salute you for going above and beyond and making that history. That's impressive. Wow. That's beautiful. Yes. Thank you. So yes, as we know, with Women's History Month, that's what it is. We celebrate groundbreaking achievements by women, inspire the younger generations of girls, women, and even boys, because women inspire boys and men as well, right? So, like Cece was saying, highlight the leadership across the industries, encourage conversations about equality and opportunity, and recognize women who are making an impact today. So yes, that is beautiful, and I love that. Before we pivot over to bring on our guests, what topics do you have that you want to talk about today?
I did drop something in the group that I said I was going to bring up. I don't know if you guys, because I know you guys are always busy during the day, I don't know if you guys were able to talk about it, about the Black stylist who went to Wells Fargo for her money and they didn't want to give it to her. Did you guys see that?
No way. What? Again? Say what now?
She had to call the cops in order for her to get her money. So yeah, there's a young lady in it was in California, I believe. She went to Wells Fargo. She put that was her extra account that she uses, and she put her mother on there so she could get her mother a credit card. So she just put her on there as, you know, an alternate user, and she went to the bank to, I guess, deposit money or whatever. I don't remember the video. But she went to the bank. They were declining her, stating that there were fraudulent activity on her account. She was like, she verified everything. There were no fraud. She didn't get any alert. She said, okay. And then they're saying that she needed her mother to be there. She was like, why does my mother need to be here? For what? What is she verifying? Like, I could see everything on my account. There's no fraudulent activity on my account. I didn't get any alert saying that there were fraud on my account. They wanted the mother to be there. So she was like, okay, well, I need to get my money out. They were telling her, giving her some excuses. No. She said, okay, well, I'm going to call the police. So she called the police. They were trying to get her to get out of the bank so they could have her arrested. But they played with the wrong one because she got her money back. She took her money out and yeah, she left the bank. Wells Fargo, y'all. Wells Fargo. I'm glad I don't bank with them.
Well, you know, Wells Fargo has a jaded history anyway when it comes to the customers that they serve, you know, with fraudulent accounts, you know, way back, not too far back, but it was a while ago.
1952. From 1952, they've been in business.
Wow. So they've been in business for quite some time, but I do know that there were some fraudulent accounts. You know, you're trying to beef up your numbers. You're trying, you know, get people to come into your bank and all these things. And so I do know that was in the news some years back regarding that. But, you know, that's with a lot of different financial, I'm not going to say a lot, this with some financial institutions that are out there. You really got to be careful who you bank with because at the end of the day, right, they're there to make money. And it's so, you know, disheartening to hear that this happened to this young lady. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs. It seems like there's more to the story. Just like some parts are missing in there. But I'm just like, you know, it really baffles me that something like this would happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad she was able to get her funds, though, for sure.
Yeah, she said she just opened the account so she could, you know, because she's a stylist. She's a celebrity stylist. She's very smart. She's been in business for a long time. And that's like an extra account that she had. And she decided, like, you know, hey, let me put my mom on this account so she could get her mother to use it, get her a credit card or whatever the case is. She did that. And now they start making up things saying that there's fraudulent activity on her account. And her mother at the time didn't even know that her daughter made an account for her.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that everything worked out for her. I do agree with Cece. It sounds like bits and pieces of that puzzle it's missing, right? But nevertheless, it worked out for her. And now we know for people who bank with Wells Fargo, you just have to be careful. Like really, really know what's happening there, especially with your account, because you know what? No one else to deal with that. Goodness.
Yeah. I did hear in the news before I came home a few hours ago about the deadly shooting there in Texas. With the Muslim gentleman. I think he killed 3 and injured some others, but it was a deadly shooting. Law enforcement showed up on the scene and he was, you know, he ceases to exist. But yeah, that was there. It's literally like breaking news when I came in here about 6 o'clock. It was on. So more details to come about that. But for the viewers and listeners, you guys can go and check that out because it literally just happened here. So very disheartening. My heart goes out to the family because I just have no words for that kind of stuff. So, of course, I know the news media outlets are probably really going to, you know, put a spin on this, however they're going to do it to pivot sides. I just want people to be aware, you know, have an open mind about these things. What he did was wrong and it was diabolical. But have an open mind to the conjecture, right? The news channels and outlets you're hearing a lot of the information from, and don't make snap judgments about the situation until all of the information is indeed out there. So, because a lot of times you can just see something and you just make a snap judgment, and sometimes it's completely wrong. So I'm just still waiting to get more information on the story as well, just to kind of see what happened. But that they showed the footage on the news. Some things I just think should not be shown on news channels and outlets, but they do put the caption saying this is disturbing and things of that nature. But you'll see everything kind of take place. But it happened there. I believe it was in Austin, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But it was definitely in the state of Texas, the deadly shooting.
Wow. Well, yeah, thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry to hear that happened to those, whoever was affected, the individuals affected. So definitely more to come with regards to that. So thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So ladies, this past Tuesday was the primary elections. And you know what's interesting? I love data, right? Me and data are like buddies. And so I was like, let me look at this to see how many people came out to vote for the primaries. And no, there was not a lot of numbers here. So primary elections typically have a much lower turnout rate than the general elections. So on average, only 20%, only 20% of eligible voters nationwide participate in primary elections. And in some election cycles, nearly 4 out of 5 eligible voters do not participate in primaries. And so with that, so pretty much with the presidential general election, about an average of 60% of or more of voters come out, right? Midterms, we see about 40%, but primary, we only see about 20% or less. Now, why are primary elections important? This is something that I really want people to hone in and understand primaries are essential for the first round of elections where parties choose their nominees, right? So they decide who appears on the general election ballot. The candidate chosen in that primary, whether it be Democratic, Republican, or other party nominees, move over into the actual November midterm elections. Now, those are what shapes who determines who's going to step into the House of Representatives, who steps into the Congress, etc. So primary elections are where the real decisions often begin. Even though only 1 in 5 voters typically participate, those elections determines which candidates will appear on the November ballot. That means that the people who vote in the primaries help shape the choices that everyone else at that point in November, they narrow down the actual candidates. So what do you hear that, ladies? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think those numbers, I know those numbers need to go up. This is one of the very important elections, but there's not like a whole lot of publicity on it. I mean, you'll see a few commercials here and there, but not like, with the presidential election. But this is, y'all, where we make a vast difference. This is where, we're determining like the seats and things of that nature, for these. So you really got to go out and vote, and it's really sad that it's only 20%. And I don't think that a lot of people really understand how important the primary actually is. And I'm so glad that you shared that information, because now we know, and hopefully this will kind of, muster up people to get out there and vote early.
Like at the end of the day, we cannot complain if we're not getting out and vote for the backlash that comes after voting if people are not going out there and voting. So that's what it boils down to.
Bam, wham, bam, slam, mic drop. Yes. All right. So we're going to pivot over to our special guest. But before we do that, I am going to do a quick sponsor break and also give a shout out to our viewers and listeners we have. So thank you. I've been highlighting some of the remarks that we've been getting. So thank you for that. So don't go anywhere. Hoy En Día will be right back. We're going on a quick sponsor break.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Available at www.yessirodriguez.com/shop and myrod-enterprise.com/shop.
A bold builder of people, purpose, and platforms, Girls with Gigs helps high performers and those desiring to achieve more shift mindsets and activate purpose. Whether it's career or leadership development, personal branding, or knowing your worth. In the job market, transformation has never been closer, because this is where purpose meets action and dreams become destiny. Book your free consultation today at www.girlswithgigs.com.
At Cab Zenza, we believe beauty is a ritual, not just a routine. Rooted in intention and inspired by nature, our skincare is crafted to nourish more than just the skin. It nourishes the spirit. Every jar is made with purpose, because when you flourish inside, it shows on the outside. Cab Zenza's isn't skincare, soul care.
From the moment that I put this Cab Zenza on my skin, it feels most amazing. As you can see, it has your skin glistening, it's moisturizing. You too should get Cab Zenza.
Luxurious body butters.
Yes, we have luxurious body butters because we got to make sure that our skin stays hydrated, right? Fun fact for those who don't already know, which you should already know because you learned this probably in high school, the skin is the largest organ in the body and you got to keep it hydrated and nourished, right? So there you go, invest in Cabsenza. And also for those who are saying, hey, I don't know what my purpose is. Why did God create me? We have the amazing Dr. Cece, the actionist, who is here to help you determine what your purpose is. Inspire for purpose, right? And also, we have the collective wear shirts. We have these Hoy En Día TV. Yes, collective custom wear. That sponsor commercials coming shortly. But yes, so we have a little bit of everything here, right? This is what Hoy En Día is. It's a bilingual lifestyle show that focuses on motivating, enlightening, educating, inspiring, and entertaining you, the viewer and listener. And so we are going to pivot over to our special guest. Yes, we have our special guest who has been patiently waiting here for us. So we certainly thank you for that. And let me bring her on. All right, so I'm going to read her bio. So we are getting ready to meet the resilient force. After serving 21 years in the military, this special guest stepped boldly into entrepreneurship, launching her own spa business in 2022 and becoming a licensed esthetician specializing in body sculpting and cosmetic tattooing. But that's not all. She holds a BA in psychology and an MBA in healthcare management from St. Leo University. She is also a multi-published model, actress, and podcaster, running walking runways across the Eastern region and starring in upcoming feature films set to release this year in 2026. While branding and building her brand, walking stages, expanding her impact, she is also a devoted wife and a mother of two, balancing that family life situation that most of us do, right? And her ambition with grace. So on this episode, we will talk about the transitioning from military service to entrepreneurship, reinventing yourself after 20 years in one career, the beauty, business and branding, modeling and acting, and balancing motherhood and multiple ventures. So without further ado, we're going to bring the amazing Rose Price to Hoy En Día TV. Welcome.
Hi. Happy Women's History Month, ladies.
Come out to you, beautiful. Look at us. Look at our friend. Oh my God.
Aww. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, guys.
Gorgeous.
We are thrilled to have you here, Rose. Thank you so much for joining us. And I usually like to start I call it the $1 million question, right? Because I read your amazing bio. You have so much of different, dynamics of what you offer. But in a nutshell, who do you say you are?
Man, you made me sound good on the bio there too. Thank you. But basically, I am a veteran. I retired in 2022. I went into my retirement thinking that I wanted to do something that I was already doing in the military, which was logistics. Even got my education towards that with healthcare management. So I was interested in doing like medical logistics. And through my transition, the last 6 months of my active duty time, I did an internship, which kind of gets you prepared for the civilian sector. And as I'm sitting in the classroom, I'm like, I really don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something a lot more fulfilling, something fun, no longer wanting to work for the government. So that's how I went into my entrepreneurial journey. So even though I'm retired, I'm 43 years old now, I still feel like I am trying to figure out my life. And I think I know what I want to be when I grow up now. I think I want to be an actress. But I feel like every day there's something that I want to do. I feel like there's no boundaries for me, that anything that I set my mind to, I can do. So that's where I'm at right now. I now that I'm retired and I'm not, I call it institutionalized. I can go out and try new things, and whatever I don't like, set that aside, and whatever I do like, I work harder towards. And so that's where I'm at now, really.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That is amazing. And you know what's interesting that you say that? That's one of my sayings that I say usually in my closing. The sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. right? And for you saying that, it's for everyone, right? Every day you wake up, if you have that gut instinct of, well, I want to do this today, I want to do that today, that's okay. Go for it, right? Who's stopping you but you? You know, and a lot of people stop themselves because they're so worried about, oh, well, so-and-so's going to say this. Oh, who cares? Like, who cares who's going to say what? Right? Because none of us really have that manual of how life should be. Everybody's life is different. We're all shaped and different, and we evolve differently. So, hey, I love that you're going for what you are, you know, God is downloading in you to say, hey, do this today, do that today, do that. Go for it. I mean, hey.
And some things you may not even feel like you might be good at. And then you try it and you're like, oh man, I'm actually really good at this. And I actually really enjoy it. So even if it's something that you don't think you'll enjoy, still give it a try. And like I said, if you don't like it, set it aside and move on to something else.
Absolutely. And so after serving more than 2 decades in the military and transitioning into the civilian life, what has been your biggest challenge or adjustment that you would say, especially food for thought for a person that's transitioning into a civilian lifestyle now?
Oh, my work and life balance. So I thought that now being retired, I would have more time for my family, that I would make sure that I dedicate more time to my family because I missed out so much with my kids while they were growing up, and also with my husband because he was also active duty. So we were doing a lot of these, like crossing each other's paths throughout our career because he retired too. So he did 20 years. So we spent a lot of time separated from deployments, and my kids spending a lot of time with their grandparents in different schools while I was active. So I thought I would have a better work-life balance, but I feel like I struggle with it even more now. And I also struggle with mom guilt because now that I'm out and I'm doing things, pursuing things that I really, really enjoy, I feel like I'm taking that time away from my kids, time that I should be spending with them, with my kids and my husband, because it was taken away from me while I was active duty. So I think that would be the most challenging thing. I'm still trying to figure it out. Luckily, my husband has been so supportive of my new ventures. So I've been blessed with that, but I still really, really struggle with that.
Yeah, I completely understand. And thank you for sharing that. That's definitely, I can see how that could be challenging as well. So thank you. I'm going to open up the floor to either Cece or Nadine, whoever wants to go first, to ask follow-up questions before I ask my additional questions that I have.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome, Rose, again. It's nice to see you on here. I mean, like, I cannot get a hold of this woman because she's always so busy. and you talk about 45, 40 something. Girl, you look like you're 25. What are you talking about?
Oh, thank you. And when I'm not doing something, I'm trying to get a little bit of sleep. So
right. Yeah, so basically, you know, us as veterans, we know how hard it is sometimes. Some people are still going through the momentum about, you know, transitioning and, you know, just trying to get their foot outside of being in the military. So my question is for you, right? You served 21 years in the Air Force, right? Air Force.
So I started out in the Air Force. I was enlisted, and then I commissioned into the Army when I was about halfway through my career.
Yes. So guys, she's not also served as an Air Force veteran, but she was also an officer. So congratulations on that. That's a great accomplishment as a woman in the military. So kudos to that. So yeah, you served 21 years in the military. Before becoming an entrepreneur, what was the moment you realized it was time to transition into, you know, completely new chapter of your life, going into entrepreneurship? Because I know when I transitioned, we have certain programs. I don't know if you had those programs that helped you to navigate.
Yes. Yes. So first of all, what made me realize that my time in the military was over was after I had my daughter. I was 17 years in by that time, and I had 12 weeks of maternity leave. So the day that I was due to go back, I put my uniform on and I was like, this just doesn't feel right anymore. Like I think it's time for me to transition out. So that was my first step. And then 6 months from my retirement date, I started, it's called the Career Skill Bridge program, where your commander approves you to pretty much be gone for 6 months. Your place of duty is with your internship. And so because I was in the logistics field already, I went into the manufacturing and industry program. So for the 6 months, I attended a trade school here locally in Fayetteville, and pretty much had my foot in the door to work any manufacturing, warehouse, anything, Pfizer, because this is a big medical area too in the Triad parts of North Carolina. So I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So I pretty much had my foot in the door to work for any manufacturing company. And as I'm sitting there in class, I'm like, I don't know if this is quite what I want to do. They had me outside driving a forklift, and I'm like, I didn't even do this when I was in the military. I had soldiers doing this. I was supervising. Now I'm out here in the cold driving a forklift, which I was very good at anyways. But I was like, I don't want to do this. And then we went through this whole process of mock interviews. And what really got me was when my instructor was telling me, hey, during your interview, you should talk like this. You should look like this. This is how you should dress. And I'm like, I've been told that for 21 years. I don't want to be told how to look, how to dress, any of that anymore. So for the rest of my time there, I'm like daydreaming. I'm not even paying attention in class anymore. I'm daydreaming about the beauty industry because I've always been interested in the beauty industry. So it's like, what can I do after retirement to get me into the beauty industry? And that's how I came across body sculpting, because it's not state regulated. So all you would need to do is get your certifications, the proper training, and then you could start your business. You get your LLC and go from there. So once I started that, and that's when I started esthetician school, because I wanted to get an aesthetics license to be credentialed in that. So I would say that was probably the time for me, about halfway through my internship. I was like, I don't want to be told what to do and how to look like anymore. I want to be able to control my own hours. Yeah. I was over it.
That's awesome. Great advice to you guys out there.
Yeah.
So I have one more question for you, right? So you have your BA in psychology and an MBA in healthcare management. How have your educational experience helped shape the way you run your business today, especially for, young people coming up, whether they're transitioning out in the military or they're just graduating college?
Well, psychology, knowing how to deal with different personalities for sure, because that helped me in the military as well as in the beauty industry, because we get all kinds of men and women that come through our doors. So that helps with that. My healthcare management degree, I would say the business management part of it, because it's my MBA, specializing in healthcare management. So the business parts is what helps me. Policies is what helps a great deal. So yeah, my education, although I don't work in a hospital doing hospital management or hospital policy management or medical logistics, having that management background helps. And then having it in the military also, being a leader in the military, that helps.
Awesome. Thank you, Rose. Cece?
That's awesome. I love it. So you talk about body sculpting. For our audience, what exactly is that?
Yeah, so it's a non-surgical, non-invasive method of fat reduction. Some people have heard of cool sculpting. Cool sculpting, they use very cold temperatures to kill the fat cell. Now with my body sculpting that I do, I use an ultrasound, a low frequency ultrasound. So what it does is it vibrates the fat cell so many thousand times per second to where it causes the fat cell membrane to burst. And then from there, your body, your lymphatic system, which is responsible for releasing all the waste and toxins from your body every time you urinate, every time you have a bowel movement, even every time you sweat. your body's going to release that fat cell. So we always advise our clients, we are not the end all be all. Like, we are not the 100% solution. We're only there to complement your healthier lifestyle, which we also emphasize. We need you to change your lifestyle if you're not eating right, not eating a lot of junk food, not drinking enough water, which is huge. A lot of people you'll find don't drink any water, and just exercise. And you don't have to go crazy, just a sensible diet, exercising 3 to 5 times a week. And if you have physical limitations, we talk about that also, like alternate exercise, or modified exercises that they can do. So along with their diet and exercise, those treatments can really, really help with their seeing improved results. We're not a weight loss solution. We're more of an inch loss. If you are on a weight loss journey, we do recommend the treatments because it's going to help tighten your skin. The radio frequency within the treatment is going to help encourage collagen reproduction, which over time is going to help with the loose skin, stretch marks, all of that. And we are a part of their journey. I have them come every 30 days. I have a 3D body scanner where I have them come in. It rotates them 360 degrees. We get their BMI, their body fat, their visceral subcutaneous fat, lean mass, because we don't want them to lose too much muscle. So we educate our clients. We give them all the resources they need to be successful. But that's pretty much what we do for body sculpting.
Very interesting. Yeah, I've heard about some of those different services and things of that nature. So I'm glad you went into such great detail to explain that. Now, maybe you had some fears, maybe you didn't. But if you did have any fears, what were those fears when you were like transitioning out of the military into the civilian sector, and then even transitioning from there to now be an entrepreneur, a business owner?
Failure. Failure is my biggest fear. Because in the military, there's no such thing as failure. It's you pivot, you have plan Bs. You know, missions never go as planned 100% all the time, but you always have your contingency plans. So for me, failure was not an option. I wanted to make sure that I was successful, especially because people that I was leaving from the Army didn't really believe that I could do it. I don't know if it's like the seasoned military people, they think that Army is like the only thing you could do in life. So I just started being smart about it. People would be like, well, what are you going to do when you retire? I'm going to go hand out smiley stickers at Walmart and still collect 3 checks and be stress-free and be happy. Don't ask me as if I'm not educated, as if I'm not driven. So yeah, I didn't want to fail because I knew that there were people out there that wanted to see me fail. So that was my biggest fear.
Wow. That's
That
awesome.
is so sad.
I know. It's the real deal. And the greatest revenge is like, or not even saying even revenge, but it's just success, right? And you're definitely successful. Last question here. So now that you are this entrepreneur, I love entrepreneurs, right? Because people don't understand the grit it takes. And you talk about, having that mommy guilt and not having the time, that whole work-life balance. Entrepreneurship is just like work, little balance, work, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So it's really kind of difficult. And I know you're still saying you're kind of working out, the balance and things of that nature. So for future, right, and even fellow new entrepreneurs, right, in their journey with their businesses, right, what is some advice? What do you think is some sage advice that you could possibly give them to try to, do business, right, and do it well? And then also, still coming back to try to make some time. Because what I find with work-life balance, I don't think that there's a such thing as work-life balance. Work is life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the mindset in which you frame it and where you decide how much time you're going to put in one versus the other. And you just truly, for anything in life, I truly believe you make time. Like you make time. You just like, this is a priority. This is important. And we're going to make time for this. And then as you begin to prioritize, right, you begin to kind of fill up those baskets. So what's some advice that you would give to present or even future entrepreneurs?
Ooh, as scary as it may seem, because when you go into your business, with that being your baby, you're afraid to ask for help. You're afraid to let people in because it's hard to trust that somebody is going to love your business and have your best interest in mind as you would for yourself. So even a mentor of mine told me this. She was like, it's part of the growing pains. If you want your business to grow, if you want to have more time to spend with your husband and your kids, you got to ask for help. So that was the hardest thing for me to do, is to look to hire. And thankfully, I've been so blessed with two of the most amazing women who one is my spa manager and one is my lead tech now. So between the two of them, I schedule their week to where they have an even amount of hours. And that frees up my time from having to be there full time like I used to have to when I first started. So yeah, because of that, I'm able to spend more time with my family. I'm able to go to my daughter's school plays or my son's basketball games or whatever it is. And I'm able to go do other things that I've been doing now over the last 3 years.
That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And you know what's interesting is that back in 3 or 4 years ago, right after I had my son, I actually took a certification for body contouring. So I have like 6 certificates just sitting there collecting dust because I wasn't with it, right? But when I heard you talk about virtual frat and all that, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that terminology and language. Yeah. I have the ultrasound machine, the 6-in-1 machine that does all of it. It's still sitting there collecting dust, girl.
Yes. You gotta dust it off and put it to use.
I do. You're right. So just listening to you is inspiring me. I'm like, maybe I should show off the dust a little bit and start doing all my stuff. See who else.
It's pretty lucrative. It's pretty lucrative, especially, if women who go the surgery route because they want the instant gratification, they want the instant result, that's fine. But you also need to maintain. So I also tell my clients who, if you go and get the surgery, these are the perfect treatments to maintain because let's be real, they don't always change their lifestyle. So they go and they get the lipo and then they gain the weight back. So yeah, it's a great way to maintain.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I'm glad that you brought that up too about the whole surgery lifestyle, because I feel like there's such a negative stigma for it, but it's like, why? If a woman wants to go and get surgery, then that's her choice. I mean,
yeah.
Right? Who cares? Like, why is somebody else concerned about what somebody does and doesn't do?
Exactly. If it makes you feel good about yourself, why not? If you've got the funds to do it, why not?
That part, yeah, because it is not true. I feel you, sis. So, yes. Yes, and even with that, I know you've been doing so many amazing things, and even with you're a multi-published model, actress, podcaster. That's a lot of amazing creativity that you have. How did you transition, or even I know you're still dealing with your business, but how did that spark that interest? What sparked your interest to say, hey, I want to do modeling, I want to do acting, I want to do podcasting?
Yes. So modeling came first. And that actually started with one of my clients who, every time she came in, I was like, ma'am, you are so fabulous. Like, what do you do for a living? And shout out to Felicia Llanos. I love her. She's like, I'm a designer. I style people and I own my own boutique. And I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. That's why you always look so great. She's always so well put together. So she was a client of mine. And one day she came in for an appointment. She was like, hey, Rose, I'm doing a fashion show and I'd like you to be one of my models. And I was like, I can't be a model. Like, are you crazy? I'm short. Like, I'm older. She's like, no, that's what I'm looking for. I want more mature, real looking women. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. So went to her show and modeled for her show. And I had a blast. And one of her friends that was there, it was an agent. And she was like, hey, I have a show too, North Carolina Fashion Week. I'd love for you to join. So joined that. And then after that, I was like, hey, Miss Jennifer Baker. I was like, hey, Miss Jennifer Baker, like, how can I get into this? Like, how can I make this official for me? And she's like, I'm glad you asked. So that's how I got started in modeling, and did that for like a year and a half. And I guess because I was building my portfolio and putting myself out there more on social media, someone had come across my Facebook and saw my photos, and he'd reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm working on this production. I think you'd be perfect for this role. And then that's how my acting came about. And that's how I met y'all ladies.
That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And it's interesting because, you know, when there's a blessing that God puts in your life, it comes from different places. And in this case, you share that it came from one of your clients where she brought that opportunity to you and you were like, sure, why not? Let me see I can too. So that is awesome that you said yes. And look at where you are today. I love that.
And to this day, we're such good friends. I love her. Every year that, or every show that she's a part of, I'm automatically one of her models. And I love and I appreciate her for trusting me with her brand and trusting me as one of her models. So I love her for that.
That is beautiful. So shout out to Felicia, the designer. Yes.
Yes.
So your story is truly about reinvention and resilience. So what does courage mean to you? I know earlier you mentioned that your concern coming out of the military was failure, but what does courage mean to you in your every day to day?
Ooh, man, just going out there and just conquering. And I know courage, it's kind of the same when you say not being fearful, but just really not being fearful and not letting anybody talk to you like you're less than, because I am a woman, I am a minority in a male-dominated field. Just having the courage to speak up when you don't believe in things, because a lot of people I found were like yes men and women. If there's something that you don't believe in, or you just something or different ways that you could do something more efficiently, speak up, say it. Don't be afraid.
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up, because it opens the door to another question that I have with regards to, you know, people coming to you for different opportunities, right? As we know, there's a lot of imposters. And so with the opportunities, how do you vet out what's truly an opportunity where you can say, hey, I can grow from this, versus somebody who's trying to just waste your time, or not really, how should I say this? Like scamming. Like, for example, I get emails from people that are phishing, but I can tell they're scams. Like they're trying to scam me. And then with this whole industry, is heavy on, you know, sex trafficking and all that. I have my red flags always up. So I say that to say, what techniques do you use to kind of vet those out?
I start with Googling who they are, watching their pages or their websites, seeing who they've worked with. And I will reach out to those people and ask them what their experience have been with those people or with the company. So I always start out with that. Okay. Sometimes I'll even drill down to like their address. I'll look and see. And then like the Google Maps will show just like a little shack building. I'm like, I don't look like a company or a business. Like, yeah, you got to be really careful about people, especially because they know that there are a lot of models and actors that are hungry for work out here, and they will take advantage of that.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Nadine, it sounds like you have a follow-up question for Rose.
Yeah, I was going to follow up on that, saying that I've learned that the easiest way to vet those people, knowing that all of us here are in the industry, you guys are in modeling, we're in acting and all that stuff, go to the IMDb. You will find everything you need to know there. And if they don't have any track record, and it could be somebody that's just starting out, you never know, but you go to their IMDb and check them out, see what they have working on, see what projects they've done in the past, what they have working on, what's coming up, and what clients they've worked with. And that's how you vet them out. You just vet them out.
Yeah. And then also talking amongst your peers who've been in the industry for a while, asking them, hey, do you know this person? Or what do you think of this? Can you, if you have time, can you take a look at this and tell me what your thoughts are? So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to ask you, Rose, I mean, I know you're a very, very busy woman, and I know you have some projects coming up. Without saying or giving too much, what do you have coming up for the people? Let us know.
So I just wrapped a film in early February called Eva's Revenge. That we're hoping will be released late summer or early fall. So stay tuned for that. I was a lead role. That was my very first lead role. So I was nervous, but so excited at the same time. And also in the next couple of weeks, I'll be filming it's a short anthology called Revolution of Influence, which is super relevant to what's going on today in the world. So I'm excited for that to come out. I'm not sure when the release for that is just yet, but we're still filming. There's a couple other short films that I've got coming up in the next 2 or 3 months. And one that's on the books to start late this fall. So it won't be released or go into post-production until 2027. So in the meantime, just working on my craft. I've been taking classes and studying, theater and stuff like that. So trying to keep my mind sharp.
So in this Eva's Revenge, are you a villain or are you the little innocent girl? Which one?
I'm the villain. And I love that role because that's so not me in real life. So I knew it was going to be, I wanted the challenge. And then I wanted people to see the film and be like, oh, not Rose Price. That can't be her. Yeah. The surprise. I want the shock and awe of it, So yeah, I'm the villain.
That's the good thing about acting. Like you could get the chance to step outside the box and play whoever you want to play, create the story you want to create for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's part of being an actor.
Yeah, because even the production was like, you seem a little soft-spoken, so if you could be a little more aggressive. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then I got on set and they're like, I'm like, I told you I could do it. Don't let it fool you. I mean, I was in the military. I can yell. I can.
Girl, you have that fire in you. You are a Sagittarius. So
I am a Sagittarius, right?
Yes, that's what we do. Don't let the pretty face fool you.
Don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, girl. It's so crazy. Like we were talking to Yessie, and it was just like, we met on a previous production, and look at us now. Who would have thought, So in life, you always use the negative, even if it's negative, and bring it into a positive, because everything happens for a reason, So.
And Nadine, you inspired me too. Like all of you ladies inspired me. But Nadine, I tell you all the time, like your story and just seeing your grind inspired me. I was like, if this woman can do this, do all these things, like I know I can do it. I just got to put in the work.
Absolutely. And you're a hard worker. We all are, and you know that we don't sleep, honey. We do not.
No, we don't.
Look, we don't wait, we create, okay?
Yes. Glad you said that. Wait a minute, pull it up, girl. You are wearing the shirt. That's right.
I love it. I love all the colors too.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's a quick opportunity to say April 18th, we have the We Don't Wait, We Create networking event. So if you are not registered, make sure to register. Go on my page, go on whoever. CC, I think you have it shared on your page too, and Nadine. Register. We hope to see you there. Let's network. Let's make this work.
Drop the link again when you're finished. Yes, you drop the link again.
I'll do that right now. Yep. Perfect. That is awesome. Yes.
I can't wait to get my shirt, though. I cannot wait to get my shirt. Okay.
You're gonna get it soon, Mama. You're gonna get it soon. Trust me. Yes. It is ready. It is nice and pretty too. I'm like,
and I'm a size medium.
Okay, good to know. So, okay, yeah, we're gonna get you one too. We're gonna get you one too for sure. See, I love this. In honor of Women's History, this is a good way to start the month of March, right? We're honoring the four of us, you know, and all of our entrepreneur, just pushing, grinding, all of our artistic work, and just everything. So I am happy that you all are here with me today on Hoy En Día TV, and especially to our special guest, Cece and Nadine. You're always so amazing, and I really appreciate all that you put into Hoy En Día to help me help this grow. And by the grace of God, we're continuing to grow. We're a worldwide platform. People can hear us all over the place. So, I mean, wow, that's just, whew, yes, I love it. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
And thank you too, Yessie.
Yes,
you're a phenomenal woman. Truly are. Like everything that you do and just the time you put into your son, like that's so admirable.
Thank you.
You are like the model mother. Yeah. So thank you too for everything that you do for everybody.
Oh, that's sweet.
Literally, she's a model too. So
yeah, literally, yes, and a good one at that. Yeah,
you guys ripping the runway, man. You guys ripping the runway.
I got to see her on Saturday. No, what did it was? Sunday. Mm-hmm.
Sunday, yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I do have one more follow-up question for you, Rose. And that's just regarding what legacy do you hope to leave throughout the work that you're doing, throughout even your entrepreneur experience, your family, your acting and modeling? What is that legacy that you're hoping to leave?
I just want my kids, my whole family, really, to look back at everything that I've done and know that I did it for them. I did it for them so that they could have more than what I had growing up, just like how my parents did for me. Everything that I do aren't for selfish reasons. It's not always just for me and for what I enjoy. It's for my family. So I want my kids especially, to know that everything that I've done, even if it was time away from them, I did it for them. My daughter, she always tells me all the time, "Mommy, I want to be just like you." And I'm like, she's like, "I want to be just like you, and I want to take over your business." And I'm like, okay. My son, he's a boy, so he's, boys are a little different, but I always want my son to know that everything I did, especially with him being the first child for 10 years, everything I did was for him. And he'll always be my baby, my first love as my son. So yeah, that's what I want to leave with them.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Now, before we pivot over to our last minute words, and this is an opportunity for us to say whatever comes to our heart, right? And also remind viewers and listeners where they can find you, follow you, etc. Any other questions from either Cece or Nadine before we pivot over to our last minute words? No? Okay, cool. Awesome. So to highlight how this looks, Rose, I'm going to have Cece start us off, followed by Nadine. You'll go third, and I'll close out with the remaining sponsors and my last minute words.
Okay.
Fantastic. So, hey, I'm your girl, Tiandra, the Actions with Inspire for Purpose. You can find me at www.girlswithgigs.com or inspireforpurpose.com. As I always love to say, love and light and inspire for purpose.
Yes, follow up with that. I'm Nadine, the author. You can find me on NadineBarton.com. You can find my books really on NadineBarton.com if you like to get inspired. You could also find me on Instagram at NadiaB_1202 on Instagram, NADIAB_1202. And like I always say, life is 90% of what happened to you. And 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you react. So make sure that you treat people kind. And if you'd like to book a trip, I'm back on the books. I'm a travel agent. Just hit me up and let's get, this trip booked. Nadine's Travel Oasis.
Awesome. And again, my name is Rose Price. You can find me on Instagram at aurorarose.official. I'm more active on Instagram, but you can also find me on Facebook at Rose Price. Also, my podcast, Glow and Grow with Aurora Rose, you can find us on YouTube at Glow and Grow Talks. So make sure you subscribe. But I just wanted to leave this show just saying that as women, let's continue to empower each other. Let's be each other's light. Like there's so much going on in the world right now, so much chaos. The last thing we need is for women to not support each other. And with this being Women's History Month, like let's be reminded of that. Just continue to empower and be a positive light.
I love that. Thank you so much. So before I say my last minute words, we're going to go on a quick sponsor break. So don't go anywhere. Hoy En Día TV will be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect shirt for that special occasion? At Collective Custom Wear, we bring your vision to life. From weddings, family reunions, anniversaries, or casual outing with friends, express yourself with your unique style and leave a memorable mark. Order now. Our custom shirts are designed just for you.
Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy En Día TV, Thursdays, 7:30 p.m.
Yes, Hoy En Día TV is here every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. We are live. Also catch reruns 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. And you can catch past episodes on YouTube. And also if you go on my website, yessierodriguez.com, on the upper left-hand corner, you just select that drop down. There's Hoy En Día, and you can catch all of where you can hear the podcast. There's a lot of streaming services that we're there. There's more to come because I found that we are on other platforms that I had no idea existed. So, hey, we are in a lot of places. You can hear Hoy En Día and what we have to say in a lot of different platforms. And if you want to see our lovely faces, you can see us too. So it is your choice. So here at Hoy En Día, we strive. Our motto is to positively motivate, enlighten, inspire, entertain, and educate you, the viewer and listener, with each and every episode. And as for me, for those who want to find me and follow me, is really simple. All you go is on Google, on Safari, Internet Explorer, and type in YESSE, Yessie Rodriguez, and voila. I pop right up. So very transparent. You find me, follow me, all my pages pop up and what I've done. And so, yeah. And for those who want to be a guest on Hoy En Día or want to sponsor, we are open. There's the email scrolling at the bottom of the page, hoyendiatv@gmail.com. We welcome you with open arms. If there's an interesting topic you want to talk about or just be a guest, hit us up. We are here. So as I usually say, the sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. So thank you all again for tuning into another amazing episode of Hoy En Día TV. Hasta pronto. See you next time.